Thank you for joining this lesson. We're going to do a question on indices, number 7, without using a calculator or a mathematical tables. Evaluate 4 raised to power x multiplied by the square root of 32 raised to power x divided by 256 raised to 1 out of x equals to 1. So we're going to handle this question without a calculator or a maths table. As you can see, this is a 4, this is a 32, and this is a 256. And all these numbers can be raised to base 2. Therefore, when we raise 4 to base 2, it will become 2 power 2. Then now there is already an existing power here, which is x. Then multiplied by, this is a 32, and it is to square root, which means it is to power half. Therefore, we can make it 2 raised to power 5 because it is 32. Then the square root can be made power half. And remember, there is an existing x here. Then we divide everything by, this is 256, which is 2 raised to power 8. Then there is an existing power 1 out of x. This is equivalent to, there is 1 on the right hand side. Therefore, this 1 can be expressed to base 2, and this will be 2 raised to 0, because everything raised to 0 equals to 1. Therefore, 1 becomes 2 power 0. There is the product law of indices, whereby we're going to multiply all the indices here. This becomes 2 raised to x multiplied by 2 raised to 5 out of 2. Then this is x divided by 8. Okay. The base is 2 raised to power 8 out of x. That is when I multiply 8 with 1 out of x. This is equal to 2 power 0. That is equal to 2 power 0. Then now we can cross multiply at this point, whereby we will have, or instead of multiplying, cross multiplying, for the whole of this side, let me have base 2. Then because 2 is being multiplied by 2, the base is the same, so we can add the indices. We can have 2x plus 5 out of 2x. Then because this is division, now we subtract 8 out of x. This is equivalent to 2 power 0. 2 power 0. Now that the bases are the same, we can equate the indices. We can equate the powers. Therefore, 2x plus 5 out of 2, which is 2.5x, becomes 4.5 x minus 8 out of x is equal to 0. So we can cross multiply by x. And when we multiply through by x, we're going to have 4.5 x becomes squared at that point minus 8. This is equivalent to 0. That is equivalent to 0. Therefore, we can obtain the value of x by re-expressing this equation. Remember, I can have, instead of 4.5, I can have it as 9 out of 2 x squared minus 8 equals to 0. At this level, I can multiply by 2 all through. I'll remain with 9 x squared minus 16 is equivalent to 0. Then I solve the equation from that point, whereby I'll first of all factorize. It is a difference of two squares, so this becomes 3x minus 4, 3x positive 4, this becomes 0. So now we can say 3x minus 4 equals to 0, 3x plus 4 equals to 0, whereby 3x will be equal to 4 or 3x equals to negative 4. And the value of x is going to be 4 out of 3, which is 1 and a third. Or the value of x will be equal to negative 4 out of 3, which is negative 1 and 1 out of 3. So these are the values of x for this equation. Thank you for following. Subscribe and share.